This is the TJ Show. This might be the most interesting story I've seen all day. Headline says that residents of a northern British Columbia community are trying to solve a mystery. There's a local deer wandering around wearing a high visibility vest. You know those like bright orange vests that people wear when they're directing traffic?
Yeah.
And so at first, people thought it got tangled up in the vest, but then they noticed it's perfectly zipped up.
That is so great, man. That is so great. Because the question is, who put this vest on this deer?
Well, it had to be a drunken bet, and there had to be multiple people who would have done this. I would think it might take 2 or 3 strong people to hold down a deer, put a vest on it, zip it, and then let it go. And maybe this is a good thing for deer. I'm wondering if maybe, Kenny, would you be down to tackle a deer with me and see if we can get a vest on it?
I'd be down. I'd be concerned that it's illegal and that I might get arrested.
Oh, it for sure probably is illegal.
Why is it illegal?
Well, I don't think you're supposed to interfere with animals in the wild. I think any instance of that.
Well, you know what? Tell that to the deer that I drove past earlier today that wasn't moving on the highway.
Yeah, I see your point.
Right? Now, if that deer was wearing a vest, would he still be walking around with his family?
So you think it's a good idea for the deer to have this vest on because it can prevent drivers from hitting the deer?
Well, the police officers are saying we do not recommend putting vests on deer, but I'm here to just ask the question, is it such a bad idea?
How many...
It could be a bad idea for hunting season. And also, it sticks out like a sore thumb in the woods. So if it is trying to hide from predators, it can't hide.
That's a great point that I hadn't considered. Kenny, would you still be open to trying it?
Yeah, as long as you pay for any legal fees that I might encounter afterwards.
Well, it's a work in progress. Let's think about what's best for the deer community. I've seen a lot that have been hit, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Just a thought.
You're bringing me onto your side, TJ. I think this is a problem, and this is a possible solution.
So we'll continue
I'm against this.
Watch this story unfold. I do love that it zipped the jacket up.
I'm
on the deer.
Impressed. Don't get me wrong.
It's very impressive.
How sure are we that the deer didn't do this himself?
Yeah, I mean,
he went to his closet one day and was like, "I like that vest right there."
My dad has a saying about everything that we see in the news today. In today's world, you can pretty much expect anything to happen. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that he figured out how to use, because don't they have split hooves?
They have those little things. Yeah, you could probably get a zipper in there.
Yeah, it's not like one hoof like a horse.
No. I'm picturing more of like a Disney movie where like little birds were flying around and put the vest on the deer and then zipped it up for
That
him.
explains it.
That's what I'm thinking.
In today's world. Yeah, movies are coming true all the time. Like the sci-fi movies, this is Bambi, maybe.
What if the deer ran into the wild robot?
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And what the article isn't telling you that Snow White uses the deer to get around from place to place.
Anything is possible, is what we're trying to say. So we're going to keep the eyes on the story for you. If there's any updates, you'll hear them here right away.
Late night bites with friends? Already hard to beat. That first too hot bite of fries you couldn't wait for, followed by ice cold Pepsi. Now that hits different. Suddenly, the energy kicks back in, the night goes longer, and the laughs don't stop. Because Pepsi brings out more flavor, more fun, and more of the moment. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar today.
This is the TJ Show, and we've got Benjamin in Pensacola, Florida on the phone. Hey, Benjamin.
Hi there.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about my favorite headline. There's a deer that was found in British Columbia. It had a vest that was fully zipped up on its body. So
one of those high-vis vests that you see like road workers use.
Right, exactly. And it was just how did it happen? Someone had to put it on and then zip it up, unless, of course, it figured out how to do it on its own, which I don't think its legs bend that way after I thought about it a little bit. Benjamin, you have a story about a deer wearing a vest. So this is not the first one that has done this.
Yeah, it was a few years back. I remember seeing a story online of a family that had rescued a fawn. And when the fawn grew up, they ended up putting one of the bright vests on it so that hunters in the area where they lived knew that it was a deer that belonged to someone that was loved and they didn't want it to be killed.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, so it was on purpose. You think maybe this is a pet?
I think maybe just of another possibility. I think I like the idea of trying to watch the deer zip it up itself. I think that's a funnier picture in my mind. But.
Well, that was a theory. We were trying to figure out how it got on there. I think Heather suggested maybe it was little bluebirds that put it on for the deer. In this world, nothing surprises us, Benjamin. But yeah, it could be a pet. You know, people are getting bored with dogs and cats. I think that's what's happening, and people are trying to get all different kinds of pets. You're seeing people have alligators on leashes, trying to get into stadiums. They're calling it their support animal.
That's right.
In recent history, there was a woman who tried to get on a plane with a peacock. Dogs and cats are not cutting it anymore. So a deer is a good next step, in my opinion, although a lot of people disagree with that because they say, well, we should keep them wild. It was the same conversation thousands of years ago with wolves. There were a lot of naysayers who said, no, they're just wolves. It took an innovator to say, we're going to make a wolf a dog. And they did. Yep. And look at how happy we all are because of that brave person who led that charge.
But now we're bored by dogs and we want deer to be pets.
It's been a lot of years.
What's next, a lion?
Anything. Yeah, I'm open to
any. Exotic pets are huge right now.
Right. I know, and they're gaining popularity. Do you have a preference? Like if you had to go with, I mean, my favorite concept is bringing a squirrel into my home. Any pets that you're leaning towards other than a dog or a cat?
I do love squirrels. That's actually my favorite animal. I've got a tattoo of a squirrel on my arm. But
really?
I've always wanted a big cat. I don't think I'll ever have one just because of the implications. But I saw Joe Exotic actually came to my school when I was a kid and did the show with the baby tigers. And ever since then, I have wanted a big cat.
See, have you actually taken time? Obviously you have, but you've taken time watching squirrels go up and down trees. Have you ever seen one fall out of a tree?
I have seen one fall, but they flip over really fast and land on their feet. They're kind of like cats.
Yeah.
They're really good.
They're so strong for how compact they are. It might be the strongest animal. Like if a squirrel was the size of a lion, I'm pretty sure it would be stronger than a lion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my best friend and I used to watch she had a couple albino squirrels in her neighborhood growing up, and so we got matching squirrel tattoos together.
Oh, lovely. You're a wonderful man. All right, Benjamin, thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day,
Thanks
Benjamin.
For calling, Ben.
You call us anytime.
Bye-bye.
This is the TJ Show, and I'm so happy to welcome Rebecca in Greenwood, Arkansas to the show. Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
You heard us talking about this deer that was discovered in British Columbia. They found it with a traffic vest on, all zipped up. We were trying to figure out how the vest got on the deer. What is your thought on this?
Well, growing up, we actually had pet deer, and we would wrap the deer in like bright orange vests and bright orange flag tape. It doesn't stick to the deer or anything. So during hunting season, hunters would see it around where we lived and know that it was a deer that someone had taken care of.
Man, we got a similar story from Benjamin. He called earlier and he was saying, hey, he saw a story that the same thing happened. So is this common that people are bringing deer into their lives as pets? You're saying you had a pet deer?
Yes, we actually had several, 4 total.
Okay, hold on, wait. I have a lot of questions. So, do the deer live outside of your home and they're wild, but you just go, oh, those are our pets, and you just tell people that? Or do they come inside your house?
Well, they were actually given to my mother who had raised these deer from infancy because the mothers were either shot or killed on the road.
Oh. Did the deer like being your pet as far as you can tell?
One deer in particular did. We did name her Bambi. I know it's a male name, but we did name her Bambi.
Well, it's like if you have an opportunity to name a deer, it's like whatever name you're going to choose first.
Of course.
How do you know that it liked being your pet?
It came by every day. We actually managed to housebreak one of them. So anytime that it would start shaking its head, we knew it had to go outside. So
you would let it out like a dog?
Yeah, it was pretty much a house pet.
It just walked around.
It would go outside. It would wander. It loved coffee, loved chocolate chip cookies, and
sounds like me.
Every living thing would.
M&Ms.
Oh, yes, definitely those.
Yeah, of course.
How did it get taken out? How did it die?
Someone shot it.
Really?
Even though that we had,
I was not expecting
Even
that.
though we had the flag tape and the vest and everything on it, it was a kid's first deer.
Oh.
So it was kind of like one of those easy kills.
Did you get to talk to the hunter and go, bro, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, no. I know who did it, but I never went up to him and been like, hey, that was my pet. How could you? But
Even to this day, you haven't talked to this guy?
even to this day, no,
Wow.
I haven't.
You ever seen him like in town?
When I lived in the town that I grew up in, yeah, I would see him around town, and I just kind of like glare at him, and he'd just be like, what's going on with you,
All right. Well, Rebecca, I'm really sorry to hear about that ending. The first part of it was an adorable story.
Yeah, super cute.
The ending, I'm going to have to work that off throughout the rest of the day.
I mean, the deer's name was Bambi. So
yeah, it's Bambi.
Yeah.
Fate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, Rebecca, we love you. You call us anytime.
All right, thank you.
This is The TJ Show.